Good afternoon, dear viewers, and welcome back to the Baltic Esports League. It's the second day of the it's the second day of the whole tournament, but it's the second qualifier, and I'm greeted by Miss Vunas and Mr. Yumi himself. Hello, Yumi.
Hi, well, I'm glad to be back to see some more fantastic Counter-Strike. We had a lot of very, very close games in that first qualifier yesterday, and hopefully things shape up in the exact same way today as we have wildfox versus Nebu. Wildfox are the only of the two teams are somewhat more known because it is a team of fully girl gamers, it seems.
Yeah, it will be very interesting to see if, the girl gamers will make us proud and do something for their organization and stuff like that, because as I know, girl gamers do not compete with men gamers, if I'm aware, Mr. Yumi. There aren't tournaments where, there's a mix of girl teams and men teams.
Yeah, that's a whole different can of worms, I'm sure, because
but it's Counter-Strike,
yeah,
it's one game. Everyone has an equal opportunity to show up, and we'll see if Team Wildfox shows up in this game. But Cash peeks out at the best possible time, getting those two headshots in, gaining the mad advantage for Team Nebu. Now it's Plus. He saw that somebody was lurking behind him, so he will get that information, and Dum will have to back away as Wildfox needs to retake this B bomb site.
Oh, this flank coming out from Master Splitter. He's shown that he's a master of flanks as well. It's a 1 versus 3 now for Arcana, and he's going to be taken out as well. So Nebu, they pick up the pistol round in somewhat of a convincing fashion off the 2 kills from both Cash as well as Master Splinter.
Oh yeah, Cash had a huge impact entering that B bomb site. He picked at the best possible time to get those 2 entry kills towards that banana area. And yeah, as you said, Master Splinter, fantastic lurk from him. Gets the 2 kills from behind, and gets the first round on the board for Team Nebu as Wildfox decides to invest fully into this round with 4 Desert Eagles across their arsenal and 1 P250.
Yep, thankfully, we're seeing a bit of a different approach from Nebu in this round. We saw yesterday some of the teams going for full SMGs, but Master Splinter does have an AK in hand, and they're going to be working the apartments as well as top banana very slowly and methodically, making sure that Wildfox can't pull a fast one playing in one of those close angles and trying to be sneaky in one of those positions. So they'll wind down the clock, Team Nebu. Let's just see if they can find an opening on this Wildfox lineup. And there's quite a few holes that we can see, but obviously Nebu, they don't have that kind of information.
Yeah, exactly. Team Wildfox have decided to play it more passively, not to gain map control, and we'll see if that decision pays off, as they was boosted up on this area, and Justine is just waiting for that crossfire with her teammate. In the meantime, Team Nebu, they have to make a decision, as there are only 40 seconds left. They have a couple of smokes left, so they can make a proper execution to one of these sites. However, they need to make a decision real quick, because only 30 seconds are left on the clock.
Yeah, Cash is still sitting on this B side, and he's still just trying to prod in and see if a single player from Wildfox will go for that information, and nobody is peeking him just yet, so I assume he'd try and push on through as the hit is coming out towards this A site. They'll throw the nades, they'll throw smokes over, and Cash has found one on that B site, but Cool Girl and Dum have both gotten kills, and suddenly it's turned into a situation where it's definitely winnable, and now it's just Cash. He was the B site lurker, and he doesn't have enough time to get to this bomb. Wildfox, they should be able to pick up this round in unlikely fashion, just far too slow, and Arcana dispatches of the last person. And that full force works out for Wildfox. Nebu just a bit too timid on those peaks, considering they had all of those SMGs.
Exactly, they lost out their battles, their aim duels, was just really surprising, because they had all the nades. They forced the girls out of their position, so it's really interesting that Team Wildfox managed to win those aim duels with Desert Eagles, and now they decide to switch it up, get those 5 SMGs across the board. We have 3 MP7s and 2 UMPs. In the meantime, Team Nebu decided to force as well, as they have 2 Desert Eagles, 1 Galil, 1 AK in hand, and 1 P250 in the hands of W Farah. He's lining up that smoke, but he's still delaying it for the time being, as Wildfox makes the rotation towards that B side, as 3 defenders now should be able to hold on to this execution. As nades did quite a lot of damage actually in the start of the round. We see Plus, the player who's with an AK, only 50 HP. So it will be very nice for those SMGs to rack up the damage and rack up the kills.
Yeah, Nebu don't have any presence elsewhere on the map, so they're just gonna have to fully commit to this A site, or to the B bomb site. Sorry, they'll throw the smoke, and with that, they'll try and contact in.
There we go. The execution is being made. Oxygen has the trade kill. However, he doesn't. Yeah, there we go. Oxygen finally spots out the player who was boosted, and there we go. On man advantage, the bomb planet for Team Nebu, and now it's a retake situation. 3 against 4. 1 defuse kit in the hands of Arcana. So they have a couple of nades. They have a couple of flashbangs. We'll see if they can use them properly. This Team Nebu set up for their defense.
Yeah, they'll flash into construction. They actually have a lot of angles to clear because they don't know how far Nebu have pushed up. Davi, he's going to be pressured here, and Arcana will win out the fight with that SMG. Superior weapon in the exchange, and Oxygen gets another kill for himself, but they have that decent enough crossfire, and now Cash can just try and play around this box, try and juke and drive, but doesn't even have to do so. Cool Girl will go for the peak, and Cash will close out the round for Nebu, but that's a 1 versus 1 that goes the way of the terrorist side. It comes down to slim margins in the end.
Yeah, exactly. This is a serious back and forth affair so far in the early stages of the game. We see rounds going in favor of both of the teams. I mean, the scoreboard says it. The result is 1-2. And, by that tendency, wildfox decide to invest every single penny into this round. Arcana with that AWP will be gunned down by Oxygen's AK, and luckily they manages to retrieve that AWP as Dum Dum is trying to get that kill with the Desert Eagle, and there we go. 1 headshot, however, she will be traded real quickly. So, again, the man advantage for Team Nebu. 1:20 on the clock as Cash is making his presence known towards that B side, but they will regain her position in that B site. And now Team Nebu, 1 minute on the clock. They don't have much utility, only 1 smoke grenade. So you have to make decisions quick as Justina spots out another player. That's an indication for Team Nebu to push on towards that A site, and they're doing it so correctly right now, and it's all up. The cool girl wait for her teammates' rotation and go towards that A site. However, she will only manage to pick up 1 kill, and it's all up to Dave with that AWP to retrieve this A bomb site.
Yeah, it starts how it'll end. Arcana was the one that initially went down with that AWP. Day picked it up and got that 1 kill over towards B. But now, coming out of library, this is going to be such a difficult position because she doesn't have a kit to work with, so she needs to go relatively quickly out onto this A site if she's going to commit for this retake. And now, with the time winding down, we'll just decide to save that AWP and retreat into that B bomb site. A good job from Nebu in terms of getting those opening picks as well as capitalizing off of that fact and working their way up through middle on towards the A site. And now wildfox, their money will be down the drain. They should just work around this AWP, try and cycle it out as many times as possible in this coming round, as they should just be on pistols.
Yeah, and we should praise Team Nebu for this retake situation. They knew that only the Opera was left alive for Team wildfox, so they didn't make any stupid peeks. They just stood their ground and didn't make anything to work for Mr. Day, as she gives up the AWP for Arcana. That's an interesting decision, as Day stays with the Desert Eagle. And her teammates, they buy up in an interesting manner, Yumi, because Justina, for example, has only $950, so she won't be able to invest in the next round. So that's an interesting financial decision, but maybe it will work out as Dum Dum picks up the headshot over towards apartments, pushing aggressively as that works, and there we go. Man advantage gained for Team wildfox.
Can they capitalize off this? They need to be able to get those trades effectively, and even though that they have that man advantage, will likely need to still stack over as they don't have sort of equivalent equipment in this round. In fact, we see Mikara worked his way through middle and it's going to catch out. Plus, lands the first headshot, will get traded, but that's at least some information for wildfox. They can start moving over towards that A site should that be the ultimate decision. And you see that rotation is already coming out, but Nebu haven't committed yet. They're still sitting at the bottom of middle, and they're even considering going towards that B site still.
That's an interesting decision, as Master Splitter will be caught off by the AWP of Arcana. And there we go. That's an indication for Team Nebu to push on towards that B side, as only 40 seconds are left in the clock. They still have that 1 smoke grenade, which should be used towards the CT spawn. And we'll see if Team wildfox, they haven't made any rotations so far. Finally, we see some players rotating. It will be a difficult task now for This is Day to protect her bomb site, and yeah, she will be gunned down. Rotation was too slow now for Team Wildfox, as Nebu will have the chance to plant the bomb. However, Davi Ferra, oh, he just switched his weapon at the worst possible moment, but that doesn't matter. He picks up 1 kill. However, he was spotted out by Justina, so he will need to back away. But Justina, look at that. Proper positioning from her. Gets 1 kill and gets the other one. And there we go. Wildfox coming back with a round of their own. And that investment actually paid off.
Yeah, I almost thought the over-rotation was going to shoot them in the foot, because after they had taken down Master Splinter, they didn't get any ground on that A site, and so they didn't have that information that Nebu were going to double back to that B bomb site. After getting that entry and getting the bomb down, it was certainly winnable for Nebu, but a good recovery from Wildfox and a very crucial double kill from Justina, as it would have been an incredibly awkward 1 versus 1 should it have gone to that.
Okay, exactly. Justina played her position perfectly, got those 2 kills, and got a second round on the board. The Team Wildfox, and look at this, Mikari. She decided to play aggressively in this round, threw down a Molotov, and now a nade should do loads of damage, but Mikari sticks to her guns, quite literally. Gets that kill, but 2 trade frags going on super fast for Team Nebu. As they gain the man advantage, Cruel Girl just manages to escape real quickly. There we go. The bomb planted for Team Nebu is so fast in this round. Only 52 seconds have passed.
And it didn't even really... This is the first round that I think we've actually seen everybody on rifles, and it's gone completely the way of Nebu so far, as it will be pushed even further into their advantage. Plus, finding that kill into Cool Girl into a 2 versus 4. Plus is very low HP, but he will be in a position to bait for his teammate as they try and hold the apartments. Messina falls not long after, and they will once again retreat back to that B bomb site to save what little she has.
Well, there we go. If she manages to save, actually, that would be super fantastic for Mrs. Day, as a couple of her teammates, including Arcana and Justina, can still invest some money into the other round. They can buy up rifles or even any AWP, so it's very crucial that Day manages to save this M4, as it gives some ground for the decision whether they want to invest or not into this round.
And based on the fact that Cecina has bought an M4, they're actually not going to fully buy around it. Arcana still sits on 3.5k. Everybody else is bought down to next to nothing. So maybe a little bit of miscommunication, or maybe Arcana not fully backing the idea of buying into the round. And that could play forward into this round win for Nebu eventually. But of course, Mikari
Deja vu, Yumi.
gets the Deagle headshot, and just like that, the advantage is lost in almost an instant as Wildfox, they lose 2 players on that B site. A rotation will now come through as Day, with that recovered M4 from the previous round, sits behind the smoke. They've completely boxed them in here, but at least Plus will open up an exit for Nebu. Yeah, they're going to be in a similar situation as the last round. They're probably going to want to try and save the weapons that they currently have.
Exactly. The second that they gain that man advantage, 2 people die straight up but in the banana area. So that's really sad to see from Team Wildfox. But Mikari hitting her deagle shots, fantastic performance actually from her. She doesn't even need a rifle here. She just used the deagle throughout the whole game, and I mean, she gets kills with it, so why not?
Yeah, it seems to be people aren't scared of the fact that she has the deagle in hand. But we've been kind of talking about those Wildfox players. Oxygen has been doing phenomenal work for Team Nebu. He's had, seems to be back-to-back double kills, or he's had a 2 double kills and a triple kill so far in this game, and he's really just come up big in some of these round wins for Team Nebu.
Oh yeah, he gets those super duper important entry kills, you know, so that is the reason why Team Nebu can go towards those sides, because he manages to get those fast entry kills. So now it's a clean-up round, honestly, for Team Nebu. Not a lot to work with for Team Wildfox. This time, the deagle from Mr. Mikari won't shine. She gets killed real quickly. And there we go. The scoreline is 6-2. That's an interesting scoreline, actually, heading in. Again, we like when we watched the matches yesterday, Yumi, we talked about the hardships of the CT side, and if you don't get going, soon into the rounds, your economy will suffer, and as a consequence, your result will suffer as well.
Yeah, you don't have the utility to stop these rushes on banana Banana is really just kind of the nade fest traditionally. It's typically about like 8 grenades get thrown over, a couple Molotovs, couple HEs, and they'll maybe throw a smoke in towards the farthest bit of Banana so that they can push up and get control of it. But if you never get the utility, then you can't make those sorts of plays, and you need to make aggressive plays like this by Mikara instead on the A side. And getting that kill into Master Splinter, that is all of the information now gone for Nebu on that side of the map, and that will surely funnel them over towards this B site.
Well, a minute left on the clock, and Team Nebu have now decided to go and pick up that bomb, as you mentioned. They still have a couple of smokes. Actually, they have 4 smokes, so they can make a proper execution towards any side which they want. We'll see if that's going to be the case, as Team wildfox have decided to split up their defense, 3 towards that B side. As one player is going to play deep towards that CD spawn, so technically it's just the 2 proper defenders on that B side, as 30 seconds are left on the clock, and Team Nebu surely will make that execution towards that B side.
The smokes have rung through. There's 2 players committed onto this B bomb site. It's Dustina and Day. You've seen Day pull off some nice AWP shots, but Dustina is going to be pressured oh so immensely, and no AWP in hands with Day. Will get 2. Oh, almost gets the second, but brought down to such low HP. Oxygen survives as it's into a 3 versus 3, but this is definitely still doable for wildfoxes. These players on the side of Nebu are so low. Dovi does get taken down. Now it's on to Plus. He has to be the one to make the play here. Has the open hand, gets the first one, almost lands the second, but narrowly gets out with his life. Oxygen was in a 1 versus 2 for a short while, but is taken out by Cool Girl. So wildfox, they cut the lead down to just 3 rounds as they pick up a 3rd for themselves.
There we go, Mikari again with 2 super important kills on that retake. It has clearly shown that she is the leader so far, at least in this game for Team wildfox. Fantastic positioning again. You know, fantastic aim from her to get those 2 kills. Yes, and as you said, it was super unfortunate for the AWPer of Team Nebu not to pick up that kill, as it would, you know, basically change the whole course of that round. However, that was not the case, and Team wildfox head into this round with better weaponry. Ooh, just great shot from Arcana once again with that AWP, but once again, Yumi, it's traded out in the nick of time, so that's not good for Team wildfox. As soon as they gain that advantage, it's being cut off straight ahead.
It seems like Team Nebu are kind of clued into the fact that Mikari is going for these aggressive peaks on the A side of the map, constantly going and trying to find information for their team so that they can get that rotate early on, but it's over commitments from wildfox over towards top Banana. They'll lose 1 more player as they go over back towards this A site, Team Nebu.
Yeah, exactly. Team wildfox have decided to play aggressive spots, even seriously. In every spot of the map, they play aggressively. Even in this circumstance, they played short position pretty aggressively, waiting for those battles in the middle. And, you know, that aggressive presence from Team wildfox is not working so far, as again, they're in a 2v3 retake situation. They have a couple of kits, but the positioning of Team Nebu is really dangerous for the girls to retake this bomb site.
Small silver lining is that they do have nades to work with. They do have a smoke as well as a flash, and they can potentially use that to get better engagements for themselves. But Master Splinter, he's honed in on the angle. Actually loses the fight today, down to 1 HP. Should be slowly dispatched of shortly after the fact, but Arcana 1 versus 1 will try and deploy the smoke for the defuse, but Plus was peeking wide. We'll catch him with the nade out, and that will be Nebu hitting wildfox straight in the belt, going and resetting their economy.
Exactly, and that's a super important factor that you mentioned, Yumi. Team wildfox's economy is reset. Now they have to make a decision whether they want to buy or not, but only Mikari decided to invest in that Desert Eagle. We know what damage she can do with her. Let's see if that's the case in this round as well, and her other teammates haven't decided to invest. They have $2,000, but I mean, for players like Justina and Cool Girl, is it, you know, valuable not to invest a single penny, because you still cannot buy in the second round, so in the next round, so why not invest in this one if you're going to make a double eco situation in one case or the other. You see Molotovs being used to perfection this time from Team Nebu as they're flushing players out of Banana. Akana sees the player in Mexico, however she cannot get the kill, only thinks for enemy's head. And again, Team Nebu playing this one methodically, playing this one slowly, clearing out every position, every angle. So they can make that proper execution, hunting out for traps that were possibly set up. Team wildfox, 40 seconds on the clock actually, so it's really proper to see for Team Nebu to play those eco rounds, slowly and methodically, using their nades. Not forgetting that this is not a run and gun show.
But we did see Team Nebu lose out a round in this exact same situation because they played so slow, they played so passive, and the pistols were really allowed to shine and get those kills. Destina gets one with the USP. Arcana will actually push on through the smoke, try and get one for herself as well, but now it's all on to just Mikari, as he's the only one that did fully buy up and fully invest in this round and needs to try and play that forward and at least make that investment worthwhile for herself, as it currently sitting behind the sandbag in construction, and this exit will be definitely a very difficult one for her to make if she's going to try and get out of here with that deagle.
She's going forward towards the action, however she will be gunned down real quickly by Qualifier, and there we go, that's the 8th round for Team Nebu. So far they're playing very convincingly in this first half, and I don't think that will stop because Team wildfox's economy is not in the best of shape, as most of them have around 3k, but that's an interesting situation. A double eco. When was the last time you saw a double eco, you mean 2015?
Well, I mean, it's just they're only put in this position because they didn't fully buy up around their economy in the previous round. It seems like there's just you hate to see it, but it's just disjointed from the wildfox side. They don't seem to be clued into all the same ideas right now, and it is definitely showing as Mikari again went and tried to go for that aggressive peek, but does so alone and gives up the advantage to Team Nebu.
It seems the case that the communication is not there really for Team wildfox. Maybe the tilt is set in full mode because, yeah, as you mentioned, players are going for individual plays, even in this sort of round. Again, tries to peek out aggressively from short. Justina opens herself up now in A-long, and that's individual plays are not going in favor of Team wildfox, as Team Nebu pick up the 3rd round in a row, and the 9th one on the board, and finally Team wildfox can invest all of their money, make that proper buy. However, it's not even that great of a buy. If you look at the situation of the utility-wise, they have only 1 Molotov, up 2 Molotovs, yeah, but only a couple of nades, so it will be super hard to, again, retain that aggressiveness that Team Nebu have showed early on in this game. And there we go, Qualifier again pushing Banana, getting that early headshotting, getting that early man advantage for Team Nebu.
And that's the AWP now gone for wildfox. Mikari once again goes for this aggressive apartments play, playing in from that balcony, and maybe they won't expect it this time as they're able to win out the fight. Mikari gets away with 46 HP and will now retreat in through middle, but seems like she's been boxed in. Cash holds an exit, will eventually get that trade kill, and nobody from wildfox is there to support. Nobody can be there to back her up and help her escape from the clutches of Team Nebu, as they are still putting a lot of pressure on this A site. Master Splinter gets one on that lurk, but they're actually going towards B. Oh, never mind. They've double backed straight away after they've seen that player top Banana. Cool Girl is the only defender there for wildfox. The bomb should be able to traverse its way into this bomb site as Master Splinter pushes the advantage once again, as Zestina is in a 1 versus 3, comes in through middle.
You know what it seems like? Team wildfox is playing in a matchmaking server or something like that. There's no teamwork whatsoever. Players are making individual plays left, right, and center, and that's not good. I mean, yeah, they should be sitting in a TeamSpeak server or in a Discord server somewhere, or maybe in LAN, I don't know where they're sitting, but they should communicate to each other. They should help each other because, seriously, this is just individual plays all over again from Team wildfox. And yeah, at some rounds, it may work. Maybe you will get some, fantastic kills like Mikari showed with her Desert Eagle, but that's not going to be the case most of the time because, it's hard to win 1v2 or 1v3 situations every single time in every single peak you make. So Team wildfox, definitely, their teamwork is lacking. They're making individual plays, and that is just not working. But now we see something different. They're throwing nades down middle. Mikari rushing down second mid. She should see Master Splinter, but Master Splinter with that AK in hand will get the double kill. However, will be brought down by the PT-50 of Dave. And it's a 2v4 situation as Arcana is making her way down through Mexico. Should see her enemies walking behind her, but Arcana takes that damage from the Molotov. They manages to find one more kill. Will that matter? I doubt so, because Team Nebu is going to plant that bomb on the B side.
Yeah, if they're able to get away with this AK, it doesn't really have that much impact into the next round. So wildfox, because they saved into this, they should still commit for this retake. They both recovered AKs, and Arcana's going to land a very nice shot onto top Banana. That's plus getting his head ripped clean off. Cash and Oxygen are the two that have this incredibly good post-plant setup. Oxygen sits in CT spawn all the way back, and if because wildfox, they don't have any smokes or Molotovs that they can utilize in this round, he's going to have a great position to cover that plant, cover that defuse, as they will now tap it and try and get out of there. Knows that the situation is lost. And it was a very good job from wildfox. And it's a round where they had a plan going in, and they definitely executed that as far as hitting their shots and getting those guns out of the hands of Team Nebu. But it just might be a little bit too late.
Yeah, exactly. Team wildfox don't need plans. They need executions to work. I mean, they need rounds on the board, Yumi. Because they're losing 3-11 on CT side of Inferno, so that's not of the best situations that they probably wanted to in this game on Qualifier. I will remind you, dear viewers, that this is the last open qualifier of this tournament, and they are in a best-of-1 manner. So if you lose out on this one, you're gonna drop out of the qualifier, and no game on for you. So we'll see. The last round of the first half, Team wildfox have invested fully 4 M4s and 1 AWP. The hands of Arcana will be peeking middle, and there we go. That's a nice kill from Arcana. Getting down her opponent in Mexico. And finally, a man advantage for Team wildfox.
Again, McCary is showing this aggressive nature, is just constantly finding these picks. 3 kills as she doesn't move a single muscle aside from the muscles in her hand for the mouse. Able to get 3 kills. Eventually gets traded, but now this Master Splinter in a 1 versus 3, and wildfox have, like you said, they're still playing that sort of individualistic nature and individualistic style, but sometimes it will work out for them, as you've seen in this round here.
Yeah, exactly. It's who else but McCary, you know, picking up those 3 frags once again for Team wildfox. Definitely shining in those rounds when they win. And yeah, as you mentioned, it's Master Splinter 1 against 3. He has all the nades he wants. However, he doesn't have much time, so you'll need to make a decision real quick. He makes the decision to go towards that B side. We'll see what damage he can provide there. He should be gunned down by Justino real quick, as she took a brilliant position by the sandbags. There we go, an easy kill. And finally, a round on the board for Team wildfox, as the score is 4-11 heading into that second half. Team wildfox, well, that's a steep mountain to climb, honestly, for the girls.
Yeah, but because they... I mean, we've seen in quite a few instances that these players on the side of wildfox, they do have the individual ability. Like there are some great shots being hit by most of the players on that lineup, and so maybe that could play into their T side here. Maybe they're able to get those swift headshots when entering the bomb sites, and it is a lot easier to sort of group up and get that collective mentality on rounds where you are just going to commit to one of these, either the A or the B bomb site. Davi, pressured over towards the archers, will be able to retreat to the site, but he's given up that rotation towards B, and both of those players are stuck in the speedway position. Will eventually get taken down, and the B bomb site is open for business. wildfox have taken an early advantage in this round, and they should be able to secure this plant.
Well, there you go. You talked about team mentality, and it has been shown for Team wildfox right here in this round, as it just ran down throughout the whole map like a big marathon. And they played as a 5, they played as a unit, you know, and that really helped them out. As you mentioned before, Yumi, they have the aim, they have the, you know, the gun power, the manpower to win. However, they just lack teamwork, and if Team wildfox decide to show up as a team in this game, in the second half, they might force a comeback.
So, Team Nebu, because they had lost that previous round, will fully buy up into this one. CZ, Deagle, and a 5-7 picked up for Team Nebu. The wildfox are going to be playing a lot more aggressive on this anti-eco, going straight into the arms of Nebu. with those SMGs. And Cool Girl's actually going to do a lot of damage. Master Splinter just survives on 1 HP, tags up Dovi Farah as well. And given that they know that they've done quite a bit of damage, they're going to actually fully commit. Cool Girl gets taken down, and Vicarious getting spun the wrong way. Eventually wins out the fight. Another person survives on 1 HP somehow. One's the magic number, and they'll battle against each other, actually able to win out the fight. Master Splinter should be able to recover that Galil. And this round has been completely flipped on its head in terms of advantages, as wildfox need to recover it in a 3 versus 4.
Oh, but Master Splinter has a perfect opportunity as Team wildfox did not have a smoke to play with. On towards that CT side, and there we go. Almost another kill picked up for Team Nebu. However, as you mentioned, this round is just going back and forth. There's only Cash and Master Splinter are left, both with very low HP, and it's Cash now, 1v2. Team wildfox finally finds a smoke towards that CT spawn. And Cash doesn't have a defuse kit. He has to hurry if he wants to win this round. I mean, Day's on low HP, so if Cash picks up fantastic kills, maybe he can do some proper damage. However, it doesn't seem to be the case, as he will try to retrieve that Galil and go ahead and save it. And there we go, Team wildfox survived just by a small margin, Mr. Yumi.
Yeah, I thought their plan to start with was very good. They were all pushing in through middle together, but then once they started to get over towards those archers in short, they split up once again. They weren't in good positions to help one another, and almost came back to bite them in the behind. But Nebu, they've held on to that Galil, and we'll see if Cash is able to make something happen with this rifle. But it's definitely not going to work in their favor, as there are 4 MP7s picked up for Team wildfox, and not only the one player in Cash has armor, so that aim punch will definitely just shred straight through them, as they are going again for a bit of a fast play up through the apartments and in through middle.
That's an interesting financial decision from Team wildfox to invest into MP7s, not AKs, not MAC-10s, but MP7s. So we'll see how that plays out in the next round. Obviously, in this one, as you mentioned, they should just shred their opponents apart with those SMGs as Arcana jumping out of that balcony, picking up 2 kills. Oxygen will die as well. Cash picking up 1 more frag for him. So just pushing those MP7s out of their enemies' hands. Again, the bomb has been planted, so no real danger should occur in this round unless something magical is being pulled out from Mr. Master Splinter. With that P250 in hand and balcony, but he will be gunned down. Arcana, 14 HP left on her, but it doesn't really matter. She picked up 3 kills in this round. So that should be a lot of money. $2,700 to be exact. Heading into that second round. Building up that economy, which is super important on the road in this comeback for Team wildfox.
And once again, Cash holds onto that Galil, so he won't actually buy up a different rifle, I don't believe. He'll be able to drop a weapon over, or in fact, it's an AWP over to his teammate Plus, and Cash will just sit on that Galil, making the supportive play instead of being greedy and getting himself the ult for himself. But wildfox, they still have that MP7 in the hands of Cool Girl, so they can use her to sort of prod and get information early on, allow these AKs to really shine on that trade potential on wherever they decide to position Cool Girl. But wildfox, they are playing a more slow and methodical approach, as they do know that Nebu have the proper utility and they have proper weaponry this time.
Yeah, and the utility was nicely used, honestly, in that banana area. Especially the nades, as they brought down the health of Justine and Day. And again, 1:10 left on the clock. Team Nebu have decided to play this out passively, at least in banana. However, David Farah with that UMP in hand. And Cash trying to set up that crossfire, which doesn't work for either of the people right now, as Cool Girl finally manages to get that kill with a pistol. Arcana will be gunned down. The Master Splinter has a lot of work to do in this round. Throws down a flash. Fantastic usage of the flashbang grenade. However, Cool Girl might gun him down with that AK in hand. There we go. Finally, Master Splinter goes down. However, the rotation was already made from Team Nebu. Now they will need to retake this bomb site. It's a 3v3 retake. No nades for Team Nebu.
Yeah, and they're all coming in from roughly the same angle. At least now Farah will start repositioning, maybe trying to make his way up through the archers and in through short. But Team Nebu, they need to start pushing in as the Wild Fox players, they're all not peeking. They're all waiting for that time to wind down a little bit further and for McCarry to take first contact. Oxygen's going to get spun each and every way. And suddenly, in the blink of an eye, Plus is just thrown into a 1 versus 3, has the AWP and should be able to save that in the following round. Holds the position so that McCarry can't hunt him down, and that will be another round on the T side for Wild Fox. They've looked strong so far in terms of winning these fights as they take the gun round from Nebu.
Yeah, exactly. They finally started to play as a team on this T side. You know, they're starting to pick together, to help each other, to trade each other. And that's what Team Wild Fox was lacking on that CT side, you know, the teamwork, which is finally being shown in the second half as they picked up 4 rounds in a row in it, and forcing Team Nebu to make a half buy once again as the upper is being gunned down. Again, a trade kill, teamwork being shown from Team Wild Fox. 4v4 situation, which definitely favors the terrorists, as they have 4 AKs in hand. Still a lot of utility, so they can make proper executions. Ooh, and Arcana gets dinked, but will find the kill.
If you're Team Nebu here, you actually want to keep that AWP over towards that B side. As Wild Fox, they should be trying to avoid it. They know that AWP was there. They know it should be recycled into the hands of Oxygen, but instead they're running towards it, throwing those smokes so that the AWP doesn't have as much impact as it possibly could. But now Day is trapped in an awful position. In fact, Oxygen will be the one to take him down, and Master Splinter is on that big flank. So suddenly Wild Fox are trapped in this B bomb site with no advantageous post plants, and Master Splinter, if he wins out these fights as he does, this will be a round going the way of Nebu unless Arcana pulls something fancy. Oxygen will actually just wall bang her through the fountain. So Nebu, they do good work with that AWP in the hands of Oxygen, as well as win the round that they really shouldn't, as they only really have CZs.
Exactly, and that was that decision that doomed Team Wild Fox, honestly, in this situation, go towards that B site where, as you mentioned, the Opera was hiding. And, you know, the problem is that they fully had the information that Oxygen was still playing there with that AWP, so they just made the wrong call there, Team Wild Fox, and, you know, that paid off, actually, for Team Nebu, as they managed to pick up a round finally in the second half, and again, the proper usage of utility, making a lot of damage towards the Banana players. And even, oh, look at that. That's a massacre going on for now. As Plus picks up another kill for him. There we go. But finally, trades have happened. And Wildfox, quick on that rotation, should find the head of his opponent, as Justine is left with only 4 HP, and Cool Girl will try to rush down that graveyard area, even jumping some theatrical moves from Justina. She will finally die out as Master Splinter gets the second kill, manages to get himself an op as well, and that's the second round in a row for Team Nebu. And now, Team Wild Fox, their economy is flushed down the toilet.
And now have to make some strange decisions as to how they want to buy up, as we see Arcana and Cool Girl, they've bought down all the way to 600 or 750, and the team will buy up around it roughly, but not quite as far down, and we'll see if this works out for them, as they do need to make something happen here. The carry is taken down by the double nade, and that's that utility usage on Banana that is just so prevalent in terms of the meta of this map. You can't just go powering in and expect to survive, especially when McCarry had no armor.
Exactly, but that's the thing. They're not even rushing with knives out that they could avoid those grenades. They're just rushing with their pistols, and they're getting caught off guard with those nades for like the 3rd or the 4th round in a row. There's either 2 options. Either you run with your knife out and you outrun the grenades and you catch your enemies off guard, or you just wait for your enemies, and that's that. But it seemed to pay off in some manner for Team Wild Fox as they opened up the A side, and it's Arcana doing the dirty work now, getting the man advantage, and the bomb was planted. How did that happen, Mr. Yumi?
Well, Nebu had a round where they shouldn't have won it. So this is a round that Wild Fox shouldn't be winning. They've taken this advantage. They're in the man advantage in this post plant, and they have great positions. Zacina and Arcana, they have a great little crossfire for themselves if they swing off each other's contact. As well as a player that can spot from long distances over by Cold Zero. But in fact, they're going to take the wide angle, and that's going to favor Plus, as he was holding it with the AWP. Arcana should now spring into action from the graveyard and get both of the trades necessary for wildfox to win the round. Things got a little bit hairy, but wildfox, they successfully convert a round that really shouldn't have been theirs in the first place.
Exactly. It seems like the Nebu defenders were caught off guard on that A-bomb side. Team wildfox, they definitely used that their advantage. And again, we see the financial situation for Team Nebu is not in the best of shapes as well, as they force up in this round. They buy up 2 CZs, 1 Desert Eagle, an M4, and an AWP in the hands of Plus. That's an interesting arsenal heading into this round. And Team wildfox, if they win out this round, they can in the driving seat perhaps, as Team Nebu will have to do some eco rounds. So it's a perfect chance now for Team wildfox to come back into this game.
Plus, he's held that angle for the longest amount of time. McCarry will appease him. Master Splinter is pushed in through the A side of apartments as well, and should be able to get a backstab off if he times things right. Day in that underpass position will have his toes spotted out, and Master Splinter being more than a thorn in the side for Team Nebu, or as Arcana and Cool Girl in A2 versus 5 need to try and pick up the pieces. This weird buy from Team Nebu has worked out off those little bits of aggression.
Well, there we go. Weird buys working. And that's the story of this game, isn't it?
It seems history is doomed to repeat itself. Cool Girl will at least try and answer back and get a few opening picks for the team, but blanked out from CT spawn. Arcana should not be long for this world, as Oxygen should be able to recover that AWP as well. And they start off with a shoddy buy, but they end up upgrading to an AWP and an AK for practically nothing. Team Nebu are just 2 rounds away from winning out this best of 1.
And this is the best possible opportunity for them, as their enemy team's economy is broken and they need to invest every single penny except for Justina. Now that's an interesting choice. He's stuck with the Glock in her hands. No Kevlar, nothing for Justina. That's interesting. As her teammates bought up, and now she's burning in the flames. And finally, the first kill happened in this round, and it's Plus picking it up with an AWP. WFR with a quick rotation and even a quicker Molotov. However, it doesn't matter as Arcana picks up those 2 kills, but does it really matter at the end, as 2 kills are flying in fast for Team Nebu. Third one coming in for Oxygen. It's Justina left with her Glock. It's not for long, as Team Nebu pick up the 15th round, and now they are in a cruising altitude. So little work to do to go to the next stage.
And we talk about, I tried to say history is doomed to repeat itself. wildfox again having some sort of economic issue where the team isn't fully buying together and they're not making the same economic decisions amongst all of the players. We saw that on their CT side, and it seems to have carried over to their T side.
Yeah, and it's quite sad to see. I mean, we praised Team wildfox on that in that second half on their T side, that finally they're starting to work as a team. You know, financially speaking, they made their proper decisions. They've played as a team. But again, look at that. Okay, that's a lucky headshot, let's face it. But again, why did Justina pick alone in that situation when she had 4 teammates? And again, they're just going in one by one. And that's the 16th round. And that's the ticket to the next stage of this qualifier for Team Nebu.
Yeah, some great play from players like Oxygen and Master Splinter. Really the difference makers in those rounds is they were able to get multi-kill after multi-kill and use those little bits of aggression to get their team the advantage. But that will mean that Team Nebu, they overcome the squad of girl gamers and will be progressing further into the second qualifier. There's still more games to come, so make sure to stay on this channel and see when those games are going to take place. We'll be right back after a short break.
disgrace the art of war. They are privileged to die at my feet. They disgrace the art of war. They will not enjoy this. Their fate is sealed. They are privileged to die at my feet. My profession! You know, now that I think of it, I've always wanted to be a baker. Yes, a baker. baker.